Okay, you work finally. Okay, there goes OBS. Let me mute this. Start stream connecting. Hey everybody, I'm just here waiting. Okay, I'm just making sure everything gets set up, guys. But hey guys, it's Aaron here with Get Your Geek On, and welcome to a special interview we'll be doing with some comic creators as well as people who are running a convention coming up this weekend. I am making sure the stream is working perfectly right now, which so far so good. But yeah guys, give me 1 minute and let me make sure. Yeah, I think we are good. All right, guys. So let's get started. Again, this is Aaron with Get Your Geek On, and let's get through our intro first, I think. Hey guys, Aaron cut it in here on the editing floor. This was a live stream, and we actually lost sound for a good, I don't know, like 30-40 seconds. I actually cut some of it off too. But this is an interview with Chris and Mclain, owners of Cowtown Comic Con. And this was Keith as well. He was one of our mods here at official GYGO, and this was his first time helping me do an interview. So I do want to thank him doing that. And I wanted to drop a quick little picture of all the artists that helped out during this convention, or by the time, depending when you see this. So definitely check everybody out, guys, and enjoy the full interview here. There, everything looks like it's working. That's weird. Okay, sorry, I got paused, so my stream setup's completely different than what I normally do. So this is going to be interesting. But guys, sorry for that delay. I just want to, we brought you on, like I said, in the intro, you guys are part of a Comic Con. So first I want to talk about, you guys also run a comic book store together?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's in North Fort Worth. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so how did y'all get that started? Like, did y'all just say, "Hey, one day we're just gonna open a comic book shop," or what?
No, I've been doing it. Actually, it started with Funko Pops, just trading Funko Pops, and me and another buddy of mine opened a store up in Trader's Village over in Arlington, Texas, Grand Prairie, Texas, and then from there it just started growing, and then we decided to get a storefront and open up a comic book store, and then I met McLean a couple years later, and we brought him in recently. So it's McLean, myself, and two of our friends that all run the store. And a couple years later, we brought him in recently. It's McLean, myself, two of our friends that all run the store.
I guess we have some echo from a stream. It sounds like I'm hearing a second one.
My bad.
No worries. It could be mine.
The original stream ended, and I just was looking for the new stream.
Yeah, I think that's what triggered my stream deck to go down on 1 second. That's why I was like, what happened? But that's also why we have a recording that will be up on YouTube. So if you're watching this as well later, guys, thank you. Okay, so how long has it been in business real quick too, that comic book shop?
I'm getting close to 5 years. 5 years. Yeah, it'll be next February. Yeah, 2023. February 2023 will be 5 years.
Dang.
We've had it around, so it's been a while, and it's going good, and we've got a good customer base, and we keep growing. So we're happy. It's fun. Met a lot of people. That's how I met Keith, him and his wife. So that's how we met him. Meet a lot of good people, and made a lot of good friends that way by having the store.
They've grown into the karate studio next door, and they kept the karate sign up there on the building.
I kicked him out and took over the Karate Kids. Got it.
It's kind of interesting. If you drive by, you'll still see a large karate sign out front.
That's kind of an odd one to have. But yeah, I think this is you're up, Keith. Whenever you're ready, I think you have the next question. So,
alrighty. So Chris and McLean, what made you guys want to start your own Comic Con, the Cowtown Comic Con? What was the driving force for that?
Go ahead, McLean.
Well, I was gonna let Chris start it because when I met Chris, he was doing the Watauga Community Center, and I think it was around 2019 when he did one of the events, and you know, I had to practically beg him to be a part of the show, but it all worked out, and so I think from that point, the overlook, in my opinion, was Chris and how he ran it. Because Chris, you ran those the high school cons and things like that beforehand.
Oh wow!
He did several events before that. I've been, you know, known to be responsible for helping other Comic Cons out, like Comic Palooza, Denver, and things like that along the way, and you know, just different things. And so I think with our combined efforts, you know, Chris initially started talking about expanding, and when he did, it took a, you know, our inner team to work that out a little bit, you know, and then it started with Chris and his wife, and I think I was helping with the design work and floor plans and stuff like that, and we basically expanded from there. That was the first Cowtown we did was in Hearst, and it was super small. It was in if you guys have ever been in the Hearst Convention Center, it was just in that one room. And I thought it was really great. I mean, there was a lot of people there. We had a really good response. It was the first eye opener that, like, hey, you know, we could do this again, as well as do this bigger, you know, grow a little. I remember actually, you remember Chris, like that first show, we were sitting in these circle of chairs, just kind of relaxing after the show on Sunday, watching everybody tear down and move out, and we were like, man, you know, this would be fun to expand and do it again. At the same time, you know, be cautious. Don't forget where we came from. Learn from every show. Learn from every vendor and artist and attendee that was there, even the fans. And build from there. Don't build immediately, you know, from, you know, a basic show to an empire. Just, you know, try to build a little bit every show, and I think that's what we did overall. And so now we're here with our fourth show, and it's huge. 41 from what was the square footage of Hearst?
18,000.
Yeah, so you're talking about going from 18,000 square feet to almost 56,000 square feet.
Dang,
so,
almost.
Well, that one room at Hearst held 55 booths, and not all of those were 10 by 10. So they held 55 vendor booths, and it was a nice size.
Wow.
I think that very first show we did in October of 2020, actually. Was it 2020? It was. We pulled in over 1,000 people, and we were like, whoa, what just happened? Because we weren't expecting that. We're like, we'll get a couple hundred people out here. You put them in that room, it'll be good. That place was packed. And then, now we've gone up to the show we'll have this weekend is 51,000 square feet, 250 vendor booths. It's big. Wow. And we could have expanded and added more. We found out, and literally, when we got this room, which we learned off of our last show at Hearst, we had 3 different rooms, which worked fine. But we like the concept of just one big room where everybody's in the same room. So we started looking, and we were already outgrowing Hearst. I mean, we knew it'd be tough to do another one there if we wanted to make it a little bit bigger. So we found Will Rogers, and everything worked out, and we got one big room. We got a good room. McLean and Kim and me, we all went. We got a good room. We went in there. We liked it. Had a stage. We're like, oh, this is going to be perfect. And I literally think within 2 weeks of us posting the floor plan and booths, it was sold out. And we're like, let's see if we can get a bigger room. So we went back to Will Rogers, and they were like, oh yeah, we can put you in the room where they do the gun shows. And it was just half the room. And we're like, okay. So we took half the room, and we moved everything over, changed the floor plan. Well, McLean does all that. He spends hours on the floor plan and stuff. And literally, no lie, I think within a week it was, okay, we we need to expand. we don't have enough room. And so then we got the 51,000 square foot room. We're like, we're done. This is it. This is what we're going to do this year. Once we're sold out, we're sold out, and it's sold out fast. So we have the option for next year to take over the other 35,000 square foot room attached, and which we could have easily have done. We found out this year, but probably be something we do next year, where we do that. We would have close to well over 300 vendor booths, almost 400 vendor booths, plus panel stages and all that in there. So, like you said, we're not trying to grow the empire too fast. You just take it a little bit at a time. I think where we're at now is the perfect size for what's going to happen this weekend. We're pretty excited about it. So.
That's good. That's going to be really fun, though. I mean, and to almost, more than double in size, really. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, dang. That's still a lot of people.
But, and it's all kudos to the fans, the vendors, and the artists that have been a part of the show that have given us so much feedback to run off of, and, we don't just listen to that feedback and then go do our own thing. We listen to that feedback and we take note of it and try to build from that, so that's helped a lot.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's so, I mean, like you said, you grow because of the fan base. You grow because you guys are doing something right, though, too. And obviously you're hitting something that people want. And that's why they keep coming back. So that's amazing. Now, I do want to ask, because, you did talk about, like, the vendors and everything. Is there any, like, special guests that you're excited that are coming, or panels or events or anything like that? I actually saw you have my friend Brian actually go, one of the artists I know. So I was like, oh, wow, small world.
Brian who?
Salinas, I believe. Salinas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice guy. I've met him years ago, and I keep telling him I need to hang out with him, but he's in Houston, and I keep missing him.
Yeah. We got a whole guest list. I think what we put together this year with all the vendors coming in and the artists and creators, we literally, for our show, we want to keep it that way. We're not a celebrity-driven show by any means.
Right.
You've got that over in Dallas. Let's put it that way. People want to go out and spend. This is my pet peeve. You want to spend $65 a ticket to get in on a Saturday and walk around 30,000 people and barely breathe. That's that's not us. We're we keep our ticket prices low for a reason. We don't have the celebrities that come in, but what we have always said we want to concentrate on is the comic community and the creators. We do have 9 anime voice actors coming in, which will be our biggest group of anime voice actors because, they're great. They're part of the comic culture. So we want to bring them in and honor them, as well as, I think we've got 38 to 42 comic creators coming in on this thing. It's a lot. So, I mean, almost every vendor there, most of our vendors are creators in some way. I mean, we have our Funko Pop vendors, our action figure vendors. One thing you can say when you walk in is it's a comic show because there's people coming in looking for comic books, and we have the comic book vendors. We don't just have one vendor with comic books. You'll see that sometimes where shows will announce, this is our Comic Con, and you walk in and you got somebody with a 4-foot or a 6-foot table that has 3 comic boxes on it, and that's it. There's nothing else that has to do with comics. It's not a Comic Con. Comic Con is literally comics and pop culture items and all that. And we can honestly say and be proud about it to say that we bring a little bit of everything to everybody, because we have, Keith, his wife, do pixel artwork that people buy. We've got the anime crowd. We've got, I don't know what, besides comics, action figures, pops, shirts. We've got pretty much, you think about it, we've got it. I mean, we're not going to have candles and crafts, things like that. That's one thing we like. We can weed out and pick the pop culture items that we want in, and the vendors that we think that'll do well. So that's what we bring in the show.
Yeah, if you're coming in and you're a collector and you're looking for back issue comic books or toys or any kind of collectibles like that, this is your show. If you're coming in as a collector or a reader looking for something new to read, new ideas, new creativity, new art, things like that, this is the show for you. And, you know, it kind of goes around. I mean, just like Chris said, you know, our team chose the people that are a part of the show on the demographics of what we're trying to build. And the demographics are, is we're building a Comic Con to cater to the collectors and the readers and the fans, you know, that could stretch, you know, 40, 50, 60 years, you know, and it's for everybody. Kids, there'll be stuff for kids there. There'll be stuff for adults there, you know, whatever, you know, I mean, anything that you can think of finding. And the anime guest that we have, the voice actors and actresses, that's just a little bit of icing on the cake, because there's a lot in the community that love that sort of genre, and why not bring that and add that into our show?
Right.
Mix it up.
And then I wanted to say, because you commented on it first, Chris, you are keeping the prices low, and it's like, what was it, like one day was 10, I think? I'm sorry, I can't remember.
It's $10 online. Yeah, you can get online through Friday evening, and we turn off ticket sales late Friday evening, but tickets are $10. Discounted tickets are $10 for a one-day pass. They're $18 for both days. Yeah, and it gets you. You spend $18 and get in both days if you go get your tickets now through Friday. When you walk up on Saturday, tickets are $15 at the door. But that's still cheap for a one-day show to get in. I don't know many other shows that are that cheap. I really don't. And we watch. We go to other shows. We see how other people do shows, and we, you know, we're human. We'll make mistakes somewhere down the road. I mean, we're not perfect on the way we run things, but we try. One thing is we try to promote everybody. We may miss somebody here or there, but we try and promote everybody and try and promote the vendors and get pictures of their booths and put them on videos and put that out and put the artist out, have them on the website. And there's not a lot of people that do that.
Right.
When you do a con, you're really not expected to be, unless you're asked to be a guest and everything's paid for. You don't see, you know, a lot of times you won't see your name up there on the website or things like that. And that's the industry, and that's fine. That's how it is. That's how it's always been. When we got into this, I know one of the things McLean first said is, let's promote everybody. Right. You know, and at first we were smaller. I don't remember exactly how many we had that first day, maybe 15, 18 creators that very first time. We're like, oh yeah, this is easy. We'll build the flyers. And as we kept growing, you know, that's more he adds to the website. That's more that Kim and Caitlin and Marty go in there and they promote, do more things with them. So we try to do things a little bit different. Our main thing of keeping the ticket price down is to so everybody can walk in. A family of four can walk in, spend the money to get in, and still have money to spend at the vendor tables. Because that's what it's about. For everyone. Yeah, we want the vendors to do well. Because if the vendors are doing well, they're going to talk good about your show, and they're going to want to come back to your show. The vendors don't have good shows. You know, the community is, there's a lot of pages out there that shows get reviewed on, and you never want to be on the bad review pages. So we try to stay up there and keep things right and walk around. You'll see McLean and I and all of us walking around talking to the vendors, making sure everybody's going okay. That's important to us. So again, we're just trying to run things a little bit different. It may not be perfect, but again, it's our fourth one, so we're growing, and we'll learn from anything we mess up on and make it better for next year.
That's so cool.
These guys will actually go out and pound the pavement. But I've been seeing where they go out to other businesses and actively engage, go to other shows, go to other events, and go out there and, you know, promote in all kinds of other conventional and unconventional ways as well. And like they said, they do a pretty good job of promoting the artists and the creators they have going. You know, they did something for my wife as well as everybody else as well. Kim, Chris's wife, does a really good job of doing different videos and different shares on social media and videos, clips like that. So all over the different platforms. So
that's so cool, man. I mean, again, like you said, helping the vendors not And I hate saying it because I mean I know Keith, I think you've said it before. So, you know, we talked about something similar. It's the celebrities, you know. I think I do miss the days where it was more just a regular Comic Con, where it's just comics, toys, memorabilia. Like that's cool, but it's like that's what I miss. You know, I don't celebrities. I'm always like, cool, but I'd rather go find that comic I've been looking for the last 10 years. So I'm gonna go look for that instead.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
I personally get more out of shows when I find an oh wow item, like something that stops me in my tracks. I'm walking by and I'm like, oh, look at that shirt, or look at that item there. So and then I have to stop and, you know, go broke off of that one item versus, you know, a celebrity thing.
Exactly. But I guess moving on to the next question on this one, I guess we'll go with that one. I don't know if you got that one, Keith.
What was that, number 4?
Yeah.
So Chris and Mclain, what is your favorite comic book character in book?
Probably McLean.
Do I have to say it?
I'm guessing yours too.
No. So what is my favorite character in comic book?
Yeah.
So my favorite character is Spider-Man. And
Yes.
my all-time favorite comic book is Iron Man.
Nice. I like that. And then, I mean, because Chris, you kind of commented on it. I think you sent me some stuff for which I do have on my slide right here, for a Kickstarter that y'all are doing, I guess.
Yeah, we're running the 2032 Kickstarter right now. We've actually got 3 Kickstarters going. Actually, if you think of Charter, there's actually 3 Kickstarters running right now.
Oh dang! Well, I'll make sure we post those links too. So, what are they? Like, what are the comic books about? What's the Charter thing? Because I have all the picture cycling right now. So what are they?
How much time we got left? I'll make this quick. 8.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll make this real quick. Charter Comics is a separate entity that McLean and I created and we own together, which is a publishing company. So I write and create my own books. We have a couple of creators under us. McLean is a letter designer, project manager on all the books. What is it? Three books we got out right now. We keep this separate from the store and separate from other things that we do. We work with other creators, kind of like Keith's done some cover work actually, and his wife on a book right now called Psycho Sal that's out. It's about a serial killer in New Orleans. It's on issue 2. It's created by a guy named William Russell. I wrote it. McLean did all the design work on it. He builds all the Kickstarters and does all the grunt behind the scenes work that takes hours to do, because I couldn't do that stuff. My 2032 book is literally on Kickstarter right now. It's about a post-apocalyptic, think of The Walking Dead without zombies.
Okay.
It's about a guy that the country gave up on its people. There was a civil war. There's no electricity. It's actually set in the year 2032. Former military guy loses his wife and daughter, and he's on a revenge tour to seek out and take out the people responsible for his wife and daughter. It's actually going to be good. There's a lot of controversy in it, so a lot of people will like it. Some won't like it. So just kind of based on the way the world is today. So it's kind of split down the middle, and it's just what I wanted to write. So I think it's doing very well right now. And then Lori Calcaterra is a new creator that came over to Charter, and she writes a book called Path of the Pale Rider. It has to do with kind of zombies and undead, and she's going on issue 2, and she has that Kickstarter out right now.
Beautifully done too, by the way.
Yeah.
It looks. I like the picture you sent me. That Ferryman one, right? That's hers. Or...
No, that is the Cowtown. That's one of the Cowtown exclusive.
Oh,
books.
okay. Sorry, I saw that one. I was like, wait, but my little notes were covering the author's name. I'm sorry. But the covers, like, dude, all these covers look amazing. Like all these little images that I'm seeing, I'm like, I need to go to Kickstarter now and get my copy. But okay, so I mean, obviously, you know, you write, you draw. But so, is there any favorite artists y'all have, or comic book artist or writer that y'all like to maybe get inspired by or anything?
I'm a James Tynion fan. He writes horror and thriller for DC, and does a lot of independent writing too. We got to meet him in Vegas a couple of weeks ago. He had a lot of kind words on one of my books. He was looking for it when I handed it to him, so I was kind of excited. And he's pretty much climbing up the chart behind Kate's and a couple of others. As he's just won a couple of awards for top writer of the year. So, I mean, I like his stuff. I think McLean's got a list of guys that he likes.
I'm a huge Robert Kirkman fan, so I like a lot of the stuff that Kirkman writes. I like his style of writing, his structure, things like that. Down to the T of how he designs his characters and things. So he's a very good storyteller, and he can tell a story from a sci-fi to a superhero to a horror novel to a comedy, and it'd all be the same style. So.
Mm-hmm. I've started liking his work too. What about artists? Is there any artists that you like?
Me in particular, I'm more of the very detailed artist. So I like the Ryan Otleys. I like the Tony Moores. But I do like the grunginess of the old Jack Kirby's and stuff like that. So
you do love yourself some Scotty Young.
I love when Scotty starts drawing, man. When he can take a character and dumb it down to a choopy, it wins me over every time.
Nice.
I'm more of a Bermejo fan. I love Lee Bermejo's work. It's very dark and gritty. I love that stuff, especially on all his DC covers. And J. Scott Campbell. I was always a fan of J. Scott Campbell's work.
Mm-hmm. I like J. Scott Campbell's. I think who was the other one? I can't remember. What was his name? Alan Scott, right? Was the other, like the one that does like painting look to his, I think, right? Was it him or who am I thinking? There's one I can't think of his name now. It's going to drive me nuts later. So I'm going to drive myself nuts and try to figure out that name while Keith asks the next one.
Let's see here. Chris, if you, you as a writer, if you could write any character, who would you want to write?
Captain America, make him darker.
Make him darker? Okay.
Yeah, Marvel just went off the rails with that character, so we need to reel him back in and get rid of all their writers on their side. They pretty much ruined him. So.
You're just need you to go away. Bye, guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's my character. I'm a Captain America nut. I love Captain America, but yeah, it's they need to reboot that thing and start over. So.
More Red Skull.
Yeah.
More Red Skull.
I want to see more Red Skull. I would love to see that. And then, for you, McLean, since you do the drawing stuff, like the covers and all that, is there any character you would love to, like, I want to draw this character?
I don't have any particular character I'd like to draw, but being a designer and a letterer, I've always wanted to letter an Iron Man book, because with Iron Man, you get to, it's almost the same as lettering Spider-Man. Spider-Man would probably be my second book I'd like to letter. Probably would never get that chance because it'd probably be so much pressure I'd explode. But the Iron Man alone, you get to letter Jarvis's voice, you get to letter Tony's voice, you get to letter the simplicity of Pepper's voice, and so you got all of these different styles. And the same with Peter Parker. Is like you have to basically letter and design three types of bubbles, which is him speaking, thinking, and talking through his mask. So, I mean, I love stuff like that. I've never attempted it, but
one day, put it out there. That's what you got to do.
We can write a book like that. We can do that.
We should.
See,
yeah.
Look, there you go. You just had to say it. So, guys, I know it's coming up this weekend. Where can they buy tickets at for the event?
CowtownComicCon.com.
Cowtown. And I'll make sure we do have links for that on our Facebook page and everywhere else, guys. And the uploaded video of this. Keith, do you have any last question, man, before we go? Let's see if you thought of anything, maybe.
Who's your favorite customer at your store?
Okay, never mind. You know what?
Oh, gosh. There's this guy.
Maybe the ones that pick up their books each week. I don't know.
I don't want anybody else to get jealous.
Well, all right. Well, thank you guys for being here. I do love, doing these things, and I'm glad you guys were able to come. Definitely go check out Cowtown Comic Con, and that's this weekend, the 22nd and 23rd of October. So on that note, guys, stay geeky and get your geek on, everybody.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, thanks, guys.